Marc and Melody in the kitchen again. Welcome to another episode of Healthy Living.
Yes.
I never know what show we're doing. We've got a couple different shows out there.
Yeah, because we're not in the kitchen.
Yeah, sometimes it's Marc and Melody in the kitchen, and but today it's Healthy Living. We wanted to talk to you about strategies that you can do to live a healthier life. So that's what we do.
You know what? We're going to talk a little bit today about advertising. You're thinking, what has advertising got to do about healthy living?
Advertising.
Yeah, especially that subliminal advertising, Mark, that just, you know, the picture itself says 1,000 words. I mean, that you can just like...
Yeah, it really does.
Oh, I love the ones where they have the woman whose face is all wrinkly like a prune, and then right next to it is this youthful her. So what's that telling you? Whatever that product is going to make you become this vibrant 20-year-old look.
Thanks, Super Shake. You've saved my life. But wait, if you order today, we're going to throw in this special bonus.
Yes, and if you order today, you get 2 for the price.
That's
of
not
one.
all.
Yeah, that's not all you're going to get.
Yeah.
You know, years ago, when I first started into the health the health message like I've been in, I decided to try something because I noticed a pattern, Mark. I would be sitting in the living room on my computer doing my study, my research, my cookbook, whatever I was doing, and I would spend every moment I could putting together my information and studying. And I've never been really a big TV person.
Right.
I don't mind listening to it a lot of times, but I really, to sit and watch it, it's more like a good movie or something. And at the time, I was married at the time, and I noticed a pattern with my husband. He would appear periodically. So often he'd be in the kitchen and then he would be back, and then he'd be in the kitchen, he'd be back, and I got to thinking, you know, what's going on? Something's not right here. So I told him, I said, there's something I want to do. Do you mind helping me? I need to do some research for this book I'm working on. He said, well, if I can. And I said, well, do you mind for 3 days, I want you to do something different for me. The first day, I want you to watch all the TV you could possibly watch. And I said, anything you want to watch, you watch it. And I said, if you don't mind, I said, I'm going to be in here working on my stuff a little bit while you're watching it. And I said, then the next day, I want you to not watch any TV at all.
A little experimentation time, huh?
Okay.
Okay.
Because I had seen this pattern. And then I said, then the next time you're watching TV, I don't want you to watch the commercials. And he's like, okay, you know, whatever. And so the first day we're in there, and I mean, I think he thought, wow, there's something wrong with her.
She wants me to watch TV all day, night long.
She wants me to watch TV. And so I went in there with my little computer and I sat down there. I was not working on what he probably thought I was working on. I was actually tracking what he was doing. And so when the commercial would come on, he would actually get up. There would be food. It was always food related, and you know they do that for a reason. And so off to the kitchen he went. And the first night he said, you know what, I'm really hungry. They've got this new sandwich at Subway. Well, Subway had just advertised a sandwich. So he said, are you hungry? Do you want something? And I said, no, I'm good. And he said, I'm going to run into town real quick and get me a sandwich. He ran to town, come back, and he said, you know, these sandwiches never look like they do on TV, and they're so small. And he sat there and he ate a sandwich. Every time a commercial would come on for some kind of food, he would get up out of his chair, go to the kitchen, grab something to eat, and come back. And so I documented it. And then I think the way it was is the next night, I wanted him to watch the TV and see if there was watch no commercials, and I just said when a commercial comes on,
shut it off.
You know, just shut it off or change it to another station or whatever. And he did that. Now he still ate, but the pattern wasn't as frequent to the kitchen.
Right.
Now the third night there was no TV. And I did not say, I want you in the living room with me or blah, blah, blah. He came in the living room and he sat down and he started reading, and we would talk a little bit, but most of the time I was working on my computer because I was tracking everything. I was documenting this, and he was reading, and I never one time seen him get up and go to the kitchen to grab food.
So there's something about watching those commercials that
It works.
creates that
And they know
desire to satisfy yourself through food.
Right, and this is in the evening after he'd come home and had a full meal.
I'll bet you there's so many people out there that actually have dinner, and then the food they eat after their dinner would actually be more than their dinner itself.
Triple. It's actually triple.
Really? Wow.
Well, it was in his situation because I looked at it, Mark, and he would eat his dinner, and then it was nuts, it was potato chips, it was dip.
And it would fill 3 plates instead of 1.
Right. It's like I have heard that television, with its repetitive, fast clicking back and forth, is almost hypnotic. And so I think you're almost in this state of not realizing what you were eating. I documented it. I wrote down what he ate. And when I told him on the 3rd night what I did and how much food he ate, you know what? He said, there's no way possible. I didn't do that. He didn't even remember what he ate.
Amazing, yeah.
He didn't even remember. Yeah. So, I mean, we have to be very careful because they'll advertise things that, oh, this is healthier,
There's
less
triggers.
sugar.
They're triggers.
Yes, they are.
There's triggers out there that are designed to kill you. And it might not happen like a bullet does.
No.
It goes over time.
It does go over time. But they want your money.
Yeah, it's triggers.
They want your dollars. And so they're going to use whatever they need to bring to your mind, I need this product.
Yeah, it's all about money to them. It's nothing about health or,
exactly.
you know.
Exactly. So, you know, I just thought that was amazing, and I wanted to share that with people because do it yourself. Do it for a family member. Just see what you come up with. The changes.
And between that and all the addictions that they specifically design in food, I mean, we're in a real tough situation, and that's why we promote to eat you know, whole natural foods in their natural state that don't have those addictive tendencies. And in fact, we should go in the kitchen and teach them how to make some food.
Let's do something
that
really healthy.
is better for you, tastes fantastic, and does not have those addictions connected with it.
We'll be right back. We're just so quiet here on this set because I am so happy. I'm in my element. Melody the Irish, potatoes.
This is your zone, huh?
Oh, you are so in my zone right here.
The mellow zone.
The mellow zone.
TM.
Ever since we did the Melanaise, now I'm a TM. I'm a trademarker.
Everything is TM.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I can take that either way. Too much?
Oh. Well,
telling more?
Yeah. I got mashed potatoes. Well, potatoes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like yummy.
These are Yukon Golds. So
yes, I love them.
It's not a bright white.
I love that. And they have a little buttery flavor in them to me. Do they to you?
Oh, yeah.
You know, there is a butter bud. There is a potato that they specially design.
And I have literally on purpose cooked these.
On purpose.
So they really get a lot of saturation of water in there. You want to use the potato ricer, or are you going to use you got 2 things going on here.
Well, we've got both. I wanted to show them both, but I want to blend this. Now, do you have all of the skins off? He took my skins off.
Well, no, I have some down here with the skin on them.
Oh, good. So we can use them.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of show the 2 different things you can do with them.
Sure. Oh.
So.
Now, here's enough for me to eat. Now, where's yours?
Well, grab me the potato ricer, and I'll do the potato ricer thing over here.
All right.
And these things are really great. If you haven't used a potato ricer before, it's just got a little plate in there, and then you can just put your potatoes right in here, close this baby down, and boom.
Isn't that amazing?
You got your potatoes. Oh. And I'll tell you what, this really gives you the creamiest, velvetiest, is that a word? Is that the word I'm looking for? The creamiest,
I think velvetiest.
Velvetiest.
It's
TM. I don't know if that's a word or not, but.
You know, the thing about a ricer is you don't break down the starch like you do when you're blending it with a hand mixer or using a stand-up blender. So everything is uniform. So when you start to stir this, oh, look at that. Isn't that amazing? I could eat it just like that. There is no bad potato. Now, I'm going to add
You don't want me to do all these, though, like that? Or?
No, let's not do them all. I'm going to put a little bit of almond milk, unsweetened, unflavored, no flavor.
Yeah, look at that. That is amazing.
And you know I don't use a lot of salt, but I do put salt in my potatoes.
I'm going to give you a couple more over here too.
Okay. Yeah, that's my serving right there. Yep. You just bring them on.
Okay, that's
Now,
all
and
the ones.
you're going to keep the juice, right? Folks, I never throw away.
Yeah, what are you going to do with the juice?
Well, I'm going to make gravy because I've got an idea for these potatoes. But I never throw away the starch water from my potatoes. I keep it for any kind of gravy or seasoning.
Perfect.
All right. Yes. My personal serving of mashed potatoes.
Now, what'd you put in it so far?
I just put a little bit of the, I love Califia, unsweetened almond milk, and then I put a little bit of salt in it.
Okay.
So it might need some more salt to it. I'll let you taste it and see.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And that means it needs more salt. I know what that's fine means.
You can always salt at the table, so.
You can.
Yeah.
But now I can do other things with these potatoes. I mean, I can load this up and have like the Daiya cheese. I can mix the different types of cheese in here. I could put sour cream in with it. I could put imitation bacon bits. Now they have them even a seasoned coconut chip that's like a bacon bit. Earth Balance, like a type of a margarine in there if you want it. Ooh, chive, so I'll do a sour cream and chive. So I can put anything I want to in here. Some people say, oh, I don't want to be a vegan because I'll miss my mashed potatoes because they have cream. Trust me, these potatoes are fabulous. You won't miss a thing.
Okay, so anything else you're doing with it? What do we?
I'm going to put some sour cream
Bring
in
it on.
here.
I'm
Bring
ready.
it on. You're ready. Okay.
I'm ready.
He's ready. He's ready for his too. Now, what are you going to do with yours?
I have no idea. I was just helping you.
See,
we can do
I
anything
have
with it.
something special I want to do with this.
Okay.
I'm going to wait.
Yeah,
till
I
I've
never
got
had
a glass.
any given plan.
All right, taste those, Mark.
It's excellent.
And I just used a little bit of the tofutti sour cream.
You just creamied it up.
I just
yeah.
creamed it up, and now I want to dig in here and get some chives. Oh my, isn't that beautiful?
It looks like a work of art.
It is a work of Mel art.
Yeah. We're gonna come up with all these Mel names now for the rest of the tour, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Okay, so now I have my sour cream chives potato. I could serve them just like this at any great meal, even Thanksgiving or Christmas, any holiday you could serve this. Ooh, great for Easter. Wonderful. What are you going to do with those? Stare at them?
Something different.
Ooh, okay. What do you want to switch with me?
Go
You're
ahead.
going to do something
well,
right there.
I was just gonna say, blend these up the way you did this.
Uh-huh.
But
Do you want
put,
anything
Don't
in
put
it?
the green onions in there.
Nothing.
Because I want those to go through a pastry bag, and those green onions are not going to go through.
They're
a
not going to
pastry
go through a
bag.
pastry.
So just do the exact same thing.
All right.
But this was a surprise. I wasn't going to tell Melody about it. You're probably wondering what those pastry bags were doing over there. But I want to do something special.
Okay. Open this. Especially open
And what do
that.
you want
My
me to do
hands
with
are
that?
wet. Well, I want that at the bottom. Well, I think I want to eat that. But I'm thinking about putting it at the bottom of a dish because I'm going to make something out of these potatoes, if you don't mind, that I didn't tell you about.
Okay. I love
I
it.
have been wanting to do a vegan shepherd pie.
Okay, that's the shepherd pie that we got coming up.
Yes!
And that's what you're going to use. That's why you want to do this one first. I got you.
That's why.
Okay.
Those need eaten.
So let's whip those up. And you got to put a little, did you put almonds in it already? And
I put a little bit of almond milk. It's going to need a little more. How thick do you want these?
that's got to be able to go through the pastry bag. So it's got to be thick. I mean, you got to have it thick.
Try that, Mark.
Oh, perfect, perfect. There you go.
You know, my husband put some pictures out on Facebook yesterday because he's been here with us while we're filming. And somebody from Colorado named us the Culinary Duo. Culinary something duo.
Like the dynamic duo.
Dynamic duo. I got the biggest kick out of that. I thought, wow.
Okay, so I see you got a couple bowls behind us. Is that what we're doing?
Let's put our...
We're all done with this?
I'm all done with that.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I forgot to show you. Those were not Yukon Golds. Those were baby red potatoes that I peeled.
Okay.
Because what I did was I peeled the potatoes, and then I took the peelings and actually made potato chips out of it.
This is what people throw away.
Yeah, and just put a little olive oil on it and some salt and done.
Oh my goodness.
And they're great. Absolutely fabulous. So don't throw those things away. Yes.
Those
use
are great.
Okay, so you wanted this potato, right?
Yep, I do.
There you go. And then save me that bowl though.
Save you that bowl. Okay.
Right. Because we're going to do a little...
I know what Mark's going to do now. I know. I didn't know there was more potatoes left in that pan.
Woo! That's hot. Don't try this at home, kids. Then say, I want that, I want that, I want that.
You want this?
Yep, yep, yep.
Okay, you can have it.
Because, see, Melody has a beautiful velvety mashed potato there. But all you got to do is add some of the potato chunks. This would be technically called a country mashed. And even skin on is even another definition. But country mashed is going to have those chunks in there like that. So that's how you're going to end up with this.
And a lot of times, Mark, tell them the secret in the culinary world when it comes to mashed potatoes.
As far as?
Using instant potatoes.
Oh, yeah, yeah. What we will do, yeah, because you've been in the kitchen with me, and when we got to feed thousands of people and make a country mash like that, we will use those instant dried mashed potatoes and just make it with water and then just add some
boiled potatoes,
potato chunks to it, and people get the illusion that it's a real fresh mashed potato when it's just instant.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's no way possible to serve thousands of people and do all these potatoes and then come out, then you've got the problem with the starch and
not
you
unless
just
you
can't
got
do
the commercial cookers and stuff, right?
And normally we don't.
Okay, back to the pastry bag.
Back to the pastry bag.
If we can fill this
okay
with
you have a spoon?
Yes, here you go. I'll let you fill that up. Get this out of the way here for a minute. Because I know you wanted to do a pastry topping on that, right? Or,
on my shepherd pie, I'm going to.
Oh, is that for the shepherd's pie?
Well, we're going to use it for anything. So you've got something going on right now, and I'm just going to let you run with it.
Well, you were going to put that on top of your...
That would be beautiful.
Right, go ahead. Go ahead. See what you got.
Oh, that is just way too cute.
So you're just kind of getting a little artwork on the actual mashed potato. Now I'm going to see if I can do this. We'll see how well these mashed potatoes are whipped. These are whipped very well, so
well, thank you.
This should work just fine. And what we're going to do here is
oh, isn't that awesome? Are these mashed potato florets or?
Florets, they called them, there's a couple names for them that you'll see. But I'm just showing you an example, and I'm even making some bigger and smaller. Because all we're doing is kind of educating you. We're not here to show you all this fluff, fancy stuff.
So you could have any seasoning in here. You could actually have cheese, a cheese sauce if you want to with sour cream, butter flavoring, and you can make this whatever seasoning you want to. So flavor them up. Ooh, right. I could imagine a mesquite.
And it just has to be able to get through this. And I didn't know if the if the greens would probably get caught
I think that
right there.
Oh, you're
so
right.
You wouldn't be able
You're
to
right. You
go
couldn't.
through it. So depends on your nozzle. But,
Right.
So just like that.
That's beautiful.
And these are going to go in the oven.
Would you put a little paprika on top of that?
You can put salt, you can put a little butter, you can just
something
run
on it?
with a whole
Okay.
bunch of things. But I'm going to just put these in the oven and get them toasted.
Okay.
So they're kind of got a toasted top on them, and then we'll be ready to come back and show you what they look like.
Good. Let's do it.
All right. What?
We're just standing here, and I want to eat.
Eat.
Well,
I'm okay with that.
You are okay with that?
You want me to see what's in the oven?
Oh, yes.
It's been a
Our
while.
potato. Oh, I want to eat some of those. Yeah. Okay.
You sure?
Yeah. What? It's 30 minutes-ish.
Just like that.
Ooh. Oh, those are so pretty.
Aren't they cute?
They're like
I don't know if you have a spatula
little
over there, but
rosettes. Do we?
yeah.
Let's try this one.
So there's a couple things you can do. If you wanted to just plate them up, you can plate them up. So you could just put a couple of these on a plate if you wanted, or we can do other decorations.
I have an idea for those.
It's just a creative. You do?
Oh, I do.
What do you have in mind? Those look cute.
Wouldn't those be gorgeous on my shepherd's pie?
We can try that.
Why can't
Let's
we
do
try
that? I can't really hold them together yet, so.
Let them cool.
Right, and then let's do that.
Let's do that.
So there you go. The fast, easy way to make mashed potatoes. You can do a little gourmet things, but it's one of the healthiest foods you could ever eat. And
Absolutely.
so we're done with this segment. Let's get to the next.
Yes,
we'll
we
see
are.
you next time.
Bye.
Well, good afternoon, good morning, and good night to everybody out there. Depends what part of the world you're in when you're watching this program. A lot of times I try to get these programs going in the morning time where I'm at and get them done. I think the sun's coming out and it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. How much added sugar is too much? I don't do a lot of added sugar. Some of my recipes I'll do some sugar. I'll usually use the natural sugar, Florida crystals, things like that. Probably do more than I'm supposed to do. But mostly the only time I'm doing it is when I'm cooking recipes for you. I mean, at home, I hardly ever use sugar. Stevia is my sweetener of choice. I use that on everything. And the only other sweeteners I'm getting is from fruit and natural, even dried dates and things like that. So, but Dr. Michael Greger sent us over a video he wants us to air, and it's called nutritionfacts.org. That's his website. And this particular video, I think it's a 3-part series here. It's how much added sugar is too much. So let's see what the doctor has to say today.
In 1776, at the time of the American Revolution, Americans consumed about 4 pounds of sugar per person each year. By 1850, this had risen to 20 pounds, and by 1994 to 120 pounds. Now, we're closer to 160. Half of that is fructose, taking up about 10% of our diet. This is not from eating apples, but rather the fact that we're each guzzling the equivalent of a 16-ounce soft drink every day on average. It's about 50 gallons a year. Even researchers paid by the likes of the Dr. Pepper Snapple Group and the Coca-Cola Company acknowledge that sugar is empty calories, containing no essential micronutrients, and therefore, if we're trying to reduce caloric intake, reducing sugar consumption is obviously the place to start. Concern has been raised, though, that sugar calories may be worse than just empty. A growing body of scientific evidence suggests that the fructose added to foods and beverages in the form of table sugar and high fructose corn syrup in large enough amounts can trigger processes that lead to liver toxicity and other chronic diseases. Fructose hones in like a laser beam on the liver. And like alcohol, fructose can increase the fat in the liver, increasing the risk for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which is one of the most remarkable medical developments of the past 3 decades. The emergence of fatty liver inflammation is a public health problem here and around the globe. These may not be messages that the sugar industry or beverage makers want to hear. In response, the Director General of a sugar industry front group replied, "Overconsumption of anything is harmful, including of water and air." Yes, the overconsumption of sugar compared to breathing too much. As one author expressed, "I suppose it's natural for the vast and powerful sugar interests to seek to protect themselves, since sugar takes up the single greatest percentage of our daily caloric intake." The American Heart Association is trying to change that, though. Under their new sugar guidelines, most American women should consume no more than 100 calories per day from added sugars, and most American men should eat or drink no more than 150. That means one can of soda could take us over the top for the whole day. Similarly, the new draft guidelines from the World Health Organization suggest we could benefit from restricting added sugars to under 5% of calories. That's about 6 spoonfuls of added sugar a day. I don't know why they don't just recommend 0 as optimal, but you can get a sense of how radical their proposal is, given that this is how many we consume right now.
There you go. People are just consuming way too much added sugar. And look at the contribution that it's doing to kidney disease and other physical problems that people are having. And no nutritional value whatsoever, just empty calories. And so it's not the kind of thing that we should be eating. The nice part about it is when you go on your healthy lifestyle, you're going to find out that you don't need all those sugars. You don't need all those oils. You don't need all those fats. Your taste buds are going to start changing, and you're going to have more of an appetite for, savories and spices and whole natural foods. And, things to me, taste too sweet. It's like, ugh, so hopefully that'll work for you too. But yeah, just cut back on that sugar. That's what we got to do. I mean, come on. 160 pounds per person per year. And that's just the national average. And that's the production less the export. I've done the homework on this. It's the production less the export plus the import. And 160 pounds per person per year. Way too much. So anyway, that's the whole message for today. Thank you all for tuning in. You can always share these videos too. I don't talk too much about the videos we're doing here, but these clips are available too, and you can always go to the websites and share these with your friends and family so they too can get healthy. You be blessed, and we'll see you next time. All right, we've got a lot of fabulous food here, but the thing is, how are we going to cook it? And we're actually going to do a steamed veggie pot. And we do this at least once a week. This is one of the best healthy meals you could ever do. And if you don't have one of these, invest in a steamer pot like this. This has holes in it, and you can just put it with water. I've got quite a bit of water in this because I've got to run it for about a half hour. And the whole question is, what do you want to put in it? And you can put anything in it, let me tell you. I'm actually going to do some cabbage here, but I wanted to share with you how to cut the cabbage. If you're going to do this where you're putting cabbage in here, make sure you cut right along the stem here, and then we're going to hit it again because we want to keep these pieces together. We want to be able to keep that piece together. So as long as you leave that piece there from the stem, it will hold together. Now the artwork begins. And we're just going to find places to put everything in this steam pot. Now the broccoli, I'm going to wait on that. I'm going to have to wait on that. Here's some potatoes. Let's do the potatoes. Interestingly enough, some of these small potatoes are going to be just fine, right like that. Some of these bigger potatoes, I'm just going to want to cut them in half. And when you cut them in half, that's going to give it the ability to get inside there and cook a little better. And even some of these red ones you can cut in half if they're a little too big. So we got some potatoes there. Oh, what else do we have? Beets. Beets is a good one. Now the beets is another situation where if you want to cut them in half or just put a split in them, That's a good way to do that because they've got to be able to get some air in there. And if you don't get the air in there, they're not going to get done fast enough. So we'll just cut those babies up. Just like that. Whatever vegetables you want to do, you're going to have so much fun with this. Boom. I would say that we do this at least once a week. And the leftovers, we keep eating them for the next 2 days, 3 days. What else we got? Asparagus. By all means, let's put some asparagus in there. Corn on the cob, which today I've got the frozen corn on the cob. Usually I've got the fresh, but it depends what time of the year it is. And then a lot of times we'll freeze it. We'll chop it up and prep it so it's good to go. Brussels sprouts. Fill that with some Brussels sprouts. Green beans. Oh, we're getting filled up here, aren't we? We're getting so filled up here, we're not going to know where to put everything. Carrots. We'll put some carrots in there like that. Cauliflower. The cauliflower. So whatever kind of vegetables you want. Now, so what I'm going to hold back for later. What am I holding back for later? This is ready to go. It's full. It's full. Let's just stop right there. No, let's add some more. Okay. We're going to let this go for about 20 minutes. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to add some kale to the top. I'm going to add a little bit of broccoli to the top. Here, I'm even going to throw in a mushroom there. How's that? And then I can add some peppers to the top. But you don't want to put these in right away because they're not going to take near as long to cook. So we're going to let this go 15, 20 minutes, add this to it, come back 15 minutes later, it's ready to eat. And my time, oh, look how full that is. It'll shrink down a little bit here. I base my time as to when this starts boiling because it might take 10 minutes to start boiling. So once it starts boiling, then I'm going to go 15 minutes. 20 minutes and then add my extras. And then we'll come back and show you what it looks like. All right, let me tell you, our veggie pot is done. Look at these steamed vegetables we have here for you. In fact, let me, isn't that gorgeous? Yes. And in fact, here, let me do one plate right here. I'm gonna just take that. This will be my artwork plate. And then I need to start getting some of this stuff just set aside. There's so much in here. And the carrots, you can see how wilted they are. Yeah, you could just cut right through them. That's what I look for. I want to make sure that I can cut through the potatoes and cut through the carrots. And if you can cut through the potatoes and the carrots, you're going to be done. So that's the ultimate way to do this. Oh, look at that broccoli. Now the broccoli, remember, the broccoli, I actually put that in probably about 20 minutes after this baby was started. Then I put the broccoli and the kale in there. That's when because otherwise it just gets overcooked. It just gets way overcooked. So, oh my, look at all this great food. And let me tell you, this is gonna last a long, long time in your refrigerator. Just pull stuff out when you want. Do a little heat and serve. In fact, here, let me try a little something here. Sometimes I do things just because I want to try it. This is one you don't want to try at home, but we're going to try it here today. Live in front of everybody. So if it messes up, you're going to get the picture of it. That's right. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Boom. And woo, woo. I caught the potato. I caught the potato. Reflexes are fast. Woo, there we go. Ha ha, look at that. Man. Here's the nice part. See how the cabbage held together? That's what you want. You want that baby to hold together. And then you can just create your own little plate here. The asparagus looks fantastic. Some beets right here. Here's some beets and some of those. Where's my carrots? Where's my carrots? Ooh, my glasses are getting steamy. Is it getting a little foggy in here? Yeah. And a piece of corn. There we go. And you're going to have some bleeding from the beets. You are going to have some bleeding from the beets. That's why usually I put the beets on the bottom so the moisture goes down. But look at that. What an amazing, amazing meal. Here's some cauliflower. And look at the starches we have. Now, for today, I am going to add our topping. I made some cheesy sauce, and if you do not have my recipe for cheesy sauce, this is my ultimate cheese sauce made out of potatoes and carrots. And we're just gonna pour a little bit of this right over the top like this, and boom. Now you have an amazing meal that is so good. Your family's gonna come home and say, what a fantastic meal. And the energy that you get when you're looking at carbs. These are the healthy carbs. These are the carbs you need to eat more of. And so there you go, showing you intelligent ways to cook in the kitchen. And we'll see you next time. Hey, Marc Anthony here, back for another segment of our office desk where we show you the intelligent information you need to live a healthier life. And let me tell you, I am just completely razzled about this whole pectin free all over society. Probably about 5, 6, 7 years ago, I first started seeing pectin free. And I knew right then, I said, you watch. Over the years, it's going to get worse and worse and worse, and people are going to go absolutely pectin free because it's so harmful to the body and it's going to kill you. Just like the gluten-free lie that's out there saying, oh, you got to go gluten-free, and which you don't. There's nothing wrong with gluten unless you're a celiac and you're allergic to gluten. And out of every 200 people that are going gluten-free, only one is a celiac or allergic to gluten. And the other 199 out of 200 people have just been brainwashed by false claims and false information, thinking they need to go gluten-free. And I could go on and on about the gluten situation, and I probably should. I'll do a gluten segment here. But pectin has been going pectin free. About 3 years ago, my wife and I were on a tour, and we actually found it on a kid's cereal box, and it said pectin free. And I thought, oh great, here we go. They're starting with the children, getting them in. And I'll tell you what, my whole belief on this is that Satan is behind the whole thing, wanting to make sure that you don't eat fruit. You know, if you look at society, it's like stay away from all the healthy foods. Don't eat the white potatoes. Don't eat rice. Don't eat corn. Don't eat wheat. Don't eat soy products, which all of these are good for you. And now it's don't eat fruit. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse. You watch, they're going to come out with some books here pretty soon. The pectin-free book, Why You Should Not Eat Pectin, and what it's doing to your brain that's going to cause you to be stupid or something. I mean, you watch. It's going to continue growing, and you heard it first right from me. But anyway, let's go and show you some of this interesting information we've got here. First of all, let's go to the Pectin Benefits, because there's so many benefits from pectin. And Pectin Benefits gets 500,000 hits on Google. And when it comes to benefits, this is a baseline of health foundation. And the benefits of pectin: regulating the digestive system, very good for the digestive system. It lowers blood pressure, lowering glucose levels, and lowering bad cholesterol. This is pectin. This is not fruit by the most part, it's pectin that is so good for you. Now this is livestrong.com. We've been to this site a couple times. And is pectin bad for you? And this one actually gets into the benefits here. If you just read the highlights, you'd be like, oh, it's cancer causing, diabetics causing, and what else they got? Cholesterol problems, and you know. So, but if you actually read it, they're showing the benefits of pectin through here, how it's good for cancer and it's good for diabetes and things like that. So there's lots of information out there that shows you how good pectin itself is. And we're not even just talking fruit, we're talking pectin. Now, if I went to the harmful effects of pectin, we got 380,000 results. And one of them is actually livestrong.com. Here we go with the side effects of pectin by Joe King. Pectin is a type of fiber that is commonly added to foods in order to enhance absorption and add fiber to your diet. Well, first of all, pectin is a type of fiber that is commonly added to your food. I don't even think the guy knows enough about pectin. It's actually in your food. Well, let's continue here. Pectin may also be taken as a nutritional supplement that is made primarily from apple fiber. Pectin is also used as a thickening agent for many jams and jellies, and it can also be extracted from many types of citrus fruits. And here we go. Excess ingestion of fiber products, including pectin, may have side effects including bloating, diarrhea, decrease in appetite, and mineral depletion. All right, now's when the stupid part comes in. What they're saying is excessive ingestion of fiber products may give you, maybe we're not supposed to eat fiber anymore. Maybe that's going to be the next wave of ignorance out there. Oh, you got to stay away from fiber. Fiber is bad for you. I'll tell you what, you get a handful of people out there to start saying fiber is bad for you, that the domino effect of stupidity will reach the whole planet within a few years, and everybody's going to think, oh, I got to stay away from fiber. I hear that's bad for you. This is how ignorant the world is. They just don't have a clue. Excessive ingestion of fiber products is going to cause problems in your life. What a ridiculous statement that is. I mean, it makes me not even want to read anymore. But what they're claiming is that if you consume pectin, you're going to get bloating, you're going to get diarrhea, you're going to get a decrease in appetite, you're going to get mineral depletion. You are going to die if you consume pectin. And I'm telling you, this is the absolute ignorance that is in the world today. It's just absolute ignorance. And this is why I'm here to show you these type of things, because there is no backings beyond this type of thing. You could get any one of those from anything you eat. I mean, every body is a little bit different, but don't stop eating fruit. That's the only way you could go pectin free, is to stop eating fruit. Here's this is the Healthy Home Economist, which looks like a Susie Homemaker type of website. Reasons to avoid pectin in home canning. And the reasons, a lot of it might be genetically modified. Well, yeah, a lot of everything is genetically modified nowadays. Of course, they don't even know what genetically modified means, or the differences of different genetically modified foods. There's hundreds of different types of genetically modified foods, so they generalize it, which already is a flag. Fruit pectin means higher sugar. Even low sugar pectins should be avoided. The good news, you don't need to add pectin. Hey, whew. Oh, I thought it was going to be a bad day. We got some good news. Yay! The good news, you don't need added pectin to make your jellies and jams. Most of your jellies and jams, they already got pectin in them. They're going to thicken up on their own. You might have to do a little more evaporation, shrink it down a little bit, but yeah, you don't need to do added pectin to it. So that's the whole situation on the pectin. And I even went to Wikipedia and looked at the chemical breakdowns and the biology of it and the uses and things like that. Not much there, just kind of your basic biology of pectin. It's in various different plants too. So not even is pectin only in fruits, it's actually in your plants as well. There's certain plants that have pectin in it. But I still do homework. I don't want to just sit here and say, oh, I don't want to be tunnel visioned in one direction. I don't want to be tunnel visioned. And so I really wanted to take that extra step. So I went to the publishmed.gov, publishmed.gov. This is a real excellent science-driven thing that, you know, if you can get on that and find source and information, you'll be good. All right, but you got to read this one. Endogenous production of methanol after the consumption of fruit. And let me tell you, what I'm showing you here, 99.999% of all these people out there that are telling you to go pectin free know absolutely nothing about this. It's just rumors expanding on the internet to go pectin free. They have no knowledge of this. I've searched a lot. It's not there. After the consumption of fruit, the concentration of methanol in the human body increases as much as an order of magnitude. This is due to degradation of natural pectin, which is esterified with methanol alcohol in the human colon. Okay, so look at this. I'm going to zoom this in a little bit more for you too. In vivo tests performed by means of proton transfer reaction mass spectrometry show that the consumption of pectin is either a pure form or a natural form induces a significant increase in methanol into the breath. So this is really interesting. Check this out. The amount generated from pectin is 0.04 to 1.4, is approximately equivalent to the total endogenous production, or that obtained from 0.3 liters of 80 proof brandy. So you eat a lot of fruit, it could show up on your blood alcohol level. If you get pulled over, you got a DUI. No, I just ate a lot of fruit. I'm kind of concerned because I eat a lot of fruit sometimes. I get pulled over, they do a breathalyzer, I might end up, I might be able to win this in court too. You might be able to take this to court and say, hey, you know, I just ate a bunch of proof. Here's my proof, but you know, I work in a fruit farm. But it's got equivalent to liquor coming out of the breath. So I think that is very interesting. Now here's the part, here's the ticket right here I want to show you. This dietary pectin may contribute to the development of non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver. Now I'm not sure because it says this dietary pectin. So are they really talking about dietary pectin or the consumption of fruit? Is the consumption of fruit going to cause cirrhosis of the liver, or is it the dietary manufactured where they're having the problems? And this is what happens every single time. When people start doing manufacturing of foods, boom, you got the problem. You know, you are not going to get problems if you're just eating the whole natural foods like God created them. It's when we start breaking them down and manufacturing them. And the more manufacturing that happens, it seems like the more problems we have with that particular product. So this is the whole point that we need to understand. Now I've got some more breakthrough information here, and this is from NASDAQ, Global News Wire, Santa Rosa, California. And this is talking about the modified citrus pectin, the modified citrus pectin. And it's showing studies that it is the modified citrus that is actually causing problems. And so once again, more and more modified. This is back in 2011, United Kingdom scientists studying modified citrus pectin. So they're just doing concentrations, and it's this galactic-3 molecule in the body that can be involved in the progression of numerous serious diseases beyond what is already known about cancer progression. So, and here, conditions, let me share this one with you real quick too. Conditions such as cardiovascular and heart disease, pulmonary fibrosis, lung disease, Cirrhosis of the liver, kidney disease, and many other serious health problems involve inflammation and fibrosis. This is the problem. Once again, we're looking at a manufactured product that's causing problems. It's not the pectin in the fruit. It's the pectin that is being manufactured and manipulated. So here's the two faces of pectin. There's study after study after study that show pectin is so good for you. It's anti-inflammatory. It prevents heart disease and cancer and helps with diabetics and cholesterol, things like that. But the other pectin situation is when it's manufactured and then it's causing major problems. So here we go. Get off the manufactured foods. You know, this is where the problem is. The differences between these two, here's the big issue, is that people in society are not going to understand the differences. All they're going to see is, ooh, pectin free, pectin free, pectin free. I got to go pectin free. I got to quit eating all this fruit. And then Satan wins. That's what's going to happen. And people are going to quit eating fruit. Maybe the price will go down, so at least it'll be better for me. But it's not going to be better for the people out there. It's not going to be better for the health of society in general. Yeah, we need to get people eating more fruit, more vegetables, more grains, more oats, more corn, more rice, more white potatoes, more beans, more of wheat. All these things that people are, being trained not to eat. And watch out, because fiber is going to be the next one. They're going to say, oh, that fiber is bad for you. And I'm predicting that right now, and years from now, they'll come back to this recording and say, wow, look what's happening. But eat those fruits, and you're going to be a lot better off. Stay away from the manufactured foods. And that is the whole message for today. All right, let's show you the intelligent way to make garbanzo beans. Chickpeas, you hear it called a couple different things, but these right here are chickpeas or garbanzo beans. And I buy them in bags. Buy yourself 25-pound bags. If you're not going through 25-pound bags, you're not eating enough. And I do that with a lot of my beans. But the easy way to do this is take any crock pot, you go 1/3 full of the peas or beans or whatever you're going to use, and then you just fill it up the rest of the way with water. So 1/3 full of beans, and then just fill it up with water. Just like that, we're going to hit this temperature. We're going to do 190 degrees for 4 hours. So that's what we're going to do. 190 degrees right there, and then the time, we're going to crank that up to 4 hours. And the reason you're doing 190 degrees is because you don't want to go above that boiling point. Once you go above that boiling point, then everything's agitating. And when everything's agitating, you're making soup. And all your beans are going to get broke down, and that's not what I'm looking for these. So we're going to get our chickpeas cooked off, and then we'll come back and show you what they look like. Okay, it's been 4 hours, and our chickpeas are done. Just like that. Look at those beautiful chickpeas. They're not all busted up because I wasn't boiling, agitating them. And that's why you want to do the temperature below that 212 degrees, because they're going to turn out gorgeous for salads and when you really want to present. And we'll actually freeze these. We'll cool them off, we'll drain them, cool them off, put them in baggies, stack them up in the freezer so they're good to go. But just like that, that's what you want to do when you're cooking chickpeas. And it saves you a ton of money too. So there you go. Marc Anthony showing you the intelligent way to cook healthy in the kitchen. Just a reminder, the books are available on my website at chefmarcanthony.com. We've got my Vegan Simplicity book right here, which is available. We also have Simply Yummy, Melody Prettyman's really good cookbook. I have that available on the website. Of course, the Simply Incredible. This is a 400-page full color cookbook. And I mean, let me tell you, this baby is just gorgeous and gives you a lot of concepts about how to cook. So once you learn the concept, then you could run with a lot of different recipes. Plus, our newest addition is the Baby Steps to an Amazingly Healthier You. And this just came out this year. It's a brand new DVD, 12 parts. Look at this. This has actually 4 DVDs inside. It's a 12-part DVD and gives you a lot of really good insight about how to take baby steps to get healthy. Plus, you get a lot of good cooking segments in there too. So, Marc Anthony, we'll see you next time. Well, there you go. Another episode of Marc and Melody in the can. What does that mean anyway?
In the can? I don't know.
Is that the cans where they put the reels? So we're done. It's in the can. Now it goes to the editors, or is it? I don't know how you guys do that stuff, but we're done here.
He's been around show business. I have no clue. It's like in the
Oh
can.
yeah, we learn as we go, though.
Yes,
so,
we do.
And you know, we want you to learn with us when it comes to the health message, because we are continually learning.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we have a massive amount of knowledge in our brains that we want to share with you, and above that, we are also learning as we go too. So, all the information's on the screen. How you can get a hold of us through the websites, through phone calls, through emails. You know, we're readily available to help serve you. And we do appreciate your partnership with us, with your financial contributions. That's what pays for us to be able to air these programs. We don't have a dozen advertisers putting those commercials in our programs to make you go to the kitchen and spend money on food, you know, so you can watch our programs uninterrupted and not spend the money on the food.
Yeah,
which gives you an opportunity to contribute.
We want you to take your money to spend it on your family for wholesome, whole plant-based food, so you can have a better life and be healthier and feel good, Marc. That's what we want.
And share that with your friends and family. So thank you all for tuning in. We will see you next time on Healthy Living.